Meantime, more breaking news to tell you about. Late this afternoon, the indictment linked to the investigation into former President Trump's mishandling of classified documents was unsealed. He is now facing 37 felony charges.
Our legal analyst, Stephanie Haney, joins us on set to break this down. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. Explain the charges for everyone. What's happening?
Okay, I think the first thing to note as we break this down is that these are federal charges. Now, that prior indictment from a couple months ago, that was state of New York charges, so I want to make that very clear. This indictment is related to the over 100 classified documents that federal agents recovered from Trump's Florida resort last August. So now he's facing 37 charges. He's accused of breaking 7 different laws. So those 37 counts include 31 counts of willful retention of national defense information, and then single counts of each of the following: making false statements and representations, conspiracy to obstruct justice, withholding a document or record, corruptly concealing a document in a federal investigation, and a scheme to conceal. Now, we talk about the gravity of this. Some of these charges, they're felonies, so each one could be a year in prison. Some of them, like conspiracy and concealment, those carry a maximum prison sentence of 20 years. So when you factor in the possible prison time and the political implications, this investigation is considered to be the most serious criminal investigation that Trump is facing right now, Jay and Laura.
All right, what did we learn from the details of this indictment? Because I remember the New York indictment was sort of thin on details. What about this one?
This has gotten very specific, and he's accused of more than just having the documents at his Florida home. On 2 occasions in 2021, he's accused of showing classified documents to other people. So one of those instances, he's accused of showing a writer, a publisher, and 2 members of his staff who did not have security clearance a copy of a plan of attack that, according to the document, he described as highly confidential. And it also quotes him as saying, "As president, I could have declassified it, and now I can't, but this is still a secret." Now, in the second accusation, he's accused of showing 2 members of his political action committee. Neither of those had a security clearance, a classified map related to a military operation, and both of those incidents are also said to have occurred at his New Jersey golf club. So that would mean those documents would have had to be taken from Florida to New Jersey.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, it really is. And we also know that special counsel Jack Smith spoke about an hour ago at this point. What did he have to say about this?
It was a really quick press conference, Laura, but he talked about the very serious nature of the crimes the former president is accused of committing. So here's a little bit of what he said today.
Men and women of the United States intelligence community and our armed forces dedicate their lives to protecting our nation and its people. We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone.
Now, he also said that when these laws are violated, it puts all of our lives at risk in this country. And we learned about the indictment for the first time from the former president himself. He posted online about it yesterday. He did say that he's innocent, and then he started fundraising for his presidential campaign with the news immediately after that.
So it should be pointed out that this is interesting because President Biden is himself the subject of an investigation for the very same things. He was found to be in possession of classified documents in several different locations. Where do we stand on that? Any news?
We haven't gotten any formal news about that, but there have been a lot of people pointing out the differences there. A lot of experts are talking about the fact that in this instance, Trump is accused of being asked for these documents and then not returning them. However, it was a different situation with the former president, with the current president.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, former President Vice Pence, we do know that he will not be charged. He's not expected.
He too was found to have classified documents in his possession. They looked into it. No charges to come.
Right.
All right, a lot of news happening,
Yeah.
and this will be interesting to see how this impacts the 2024 presidential election. Stephanie, thanks.